Hi everybody, my name's Yvette. I'm coming to you from Yvette Marie's Fine Arts and Crafts. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the treble or triple crochet stitch, which is this one here. Just as an example, I went ahead and put out this to show the differences. This is a single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, and triple or treble crochet. This one here has 9 stitches across, 10 stitches across, 10 stitches across, and 10 stitches across. You'll see the difference, although I only did 1 stitch less on this pattern here for this little square. It's really not going to make a whole lot of a difference. Even if I had the 10 stitches, you'll see that it's quite a bit different in size with the same 10 stitches across even for these 3. So you want to make sure that when you're following a pattern or creating a pattern, make sure you're always counting your stitches and keeping track of the stitches that you're doing and what stitch you're doing to make sure that you're getting the correct size when you're making something, because you'll see it does make a really big difference when you put these against each other and see the differences in sizes. Okay? Alrighty, so today I'm going to be showing you how to do this triple crochet, also known as the treble crochet. You'll see it's a lot more open compared to a single crochet or any of the other stitches. It's a really loose stitch because of the length of how the way it's worked. It creates this really long stitch like this here. That's 1 stitch. Each of these is 1 stitch in between each other. Something really easy that's fun to create is you could do a scarf. Once you've learned how to do this stitch, you could just create as many stitches across as you'd like to make, however wide you want your scarf, and then just do as many rows as you want to make it as long as you want it. And then you can add some fringe or something fun like that to the bottom or the edges of your scarf. But that's a really easy project to make for a starter, for a beginner. So today I'm going to be using 10.5 or K hook to work with, and just some standard yarn for this example. And you can use any general size that works and matches with your yarn size that you're going to be using. And I'm just going to create an adjustable slip knot to begin and our chain row. So to do your slip knot, you're just going to create a circle, tuck that underneath so it looks like a pretzel, and pull this through, and you've got your slip knot. I'll do that one more time. Circle, tuck your long string underneath, pull it through, and then you've got your adjustable slip knot. You pull this one long side here and it shrinks up. If you don't know how to do a slip knot or the chain, which is the foundation row, you can check my other videos for that information, but I will show you how to do the chain here. But if you want more practice, a little more detail, just check my other videos and you can see that. Okay, so we've got our adjustable slip knot on here. So now we're going to put 10 chains on our row here to begin with. So we're going to put on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That is your initial chain or foundation row of stitches to work your double or your triple crochet off of. It looks like this from the front. If you flip it over, you're going to see sort of an extra little stitch in the middle here, this sort of going the other direction. And this is the front. We're going to be working out of the top area here for each of these stitches. When you're working your treble crochet, at the end of the row, if you're wanting to have 10 stitches to begin with, you're going to add an additional 3 stitches or chains for turning, and I'll show you what that means, but let's go ahead and add your 3 chains first. So we're going to add an extra 1, 2, and 3 chains to the end of the row. 1, 2, and 3. So when we actually start working the stitch, we're going to be working into this 4th chain right here. The reason being is as we turn our hook around to start working that stitch, this is sort of like a ladder or a turning chain area here, so that when we work the stitch it doesn't get all scrunched up. And I'll show you again in just a moment what I mean. So we're going to skip these 1, 2, 3 chains that we just created. We're going to work into this chain right here by using it in this manner here. Before we do that, we're going to yarn over 2 times on our hook, which just means we're going to wrap the yarn 1, 2 times around the hook. 1, 2, 3, skipping those 3, working into the 4th chain here. We're going to take our working yarn from the back, wrap it around our hook, pull it back through. Now we're going to have 4 on our hook. So now we're going to wrap it around once again, pull through those first 2, wrap it around a second time, pull through the second 2. We're going to have 2 remaining. Wrap the yarn around your hook and pull through the final 2 stitches. This is those additional 3 chains that we created. You'll see here. You're going to need those to work around that corner because this stitch is so tall that you need these additional chains. If you didn't have them here, this would be all scrunched up like this and you wouldn't see the detail in the actual stitch itself. So you want to always create those 3 chains at the end of each row, and I'll show you again in a few minutes when we get to this end. So again, we're going to do the next triple crochet. We're going to work into this next stitch right here. We've already worked into this one. You'll see how it's opened up with all the stitch in it. We're going to work into this stitch right here. Okay? Always making sure you keep your chain straight and not letting it twist while you work it. That way you keep a nice looking foundation row at the end. So again, to work your treble crochet or triple crochet, you're going to wrap your yarn around your crochet hook 2 times. We're going to insert our crochet hook into that next chain, and if you're working your crochet in such a way that your yarn is in your hand from behind here, when you put your crochet hook through your next chain, this sort of just falls into place so that this just automatically wraps around your crochet hook, instead of when you go into it having to actually grasp your yarn and wrap it around in this fashion here. It should already be in your hand in a working manner where it's easily just kind of grasped as you place your hook through, and you'll see that as I move along in here in a moment. Okay, so you pulled that chain back through. You're going to wrap your yarn around one more time, pull it through 2 stitches, wrap your yarn around a second time, pull it through 2 stitches, 2 remaining, wrap your yarn around your hook a third time, pull it through the final 2 stitches, and you've got your second double crochet here, and here's your first one. Here's your chain 3 that we did on the end for your turning chain. Okay, so now we're going to work into that next stitch, which is right here. We're going to wrap our yarn 2 times around our crochet hook. We're going to place the crochet hook into that next chain. Here's where I'm showing you where it's just going to kind of automatically grasp your yarn, pull it back through, wrap your yarn around your crochet hook once, pull it through 2 stitches, wrap your yarn around your crochet hook a second time, pull it through 2 stitches, wrap your yarn around your crochet hook a third time, pull it through the final 2 stitches. You did that 3 times, and that's why it creates a treble or triple crochet. You wrapped your yarn 3 times and basically crocheted 3 times. So now you've got your turning chain, 1, 2, and 3 treble crochets. So I'm going to work to the end in the rest of these stitches, to show you just how to continue working to the end and then how to turn your work. Going through, grasping your yarn, wrapping your yarn around, pulling it through, oops, excuse me, did that wrong. Wrap your yarn twice around your hook, placing it through your chain, grasping your working yarn, pull it back through your chain, wrap your yarn around once, pull it through 2 stitches, wrap your yarn around again, pull it through 2 more stitches, wrap your yarn a 3rd time, pull it through your final 2 stitches. Okay, we're going to keep doing that. Each time wrapping your yarn around your hook 2 times before you start your next stitch, working into this next stitch right here, wrapping your yarn around your hook, pulling it through. Wrap your yarn once, pull it through 2 stitches, wrap your yarn a 2nd time, pull it through 2 stitches, wrap your yarn a 3rd time, and pull it through the last 2 stitches. See how it's becoming kind of like a little ladder. Okay, let's do that a few more times and finish up the row. Next stitch, wrap your yarn twice around your hook, go in through that next stitch, pull through your yarn, wrap your yarn around once, pull through 2 stitches, wrap it again, pull through the next 2 stitches, wrap it a final time, pull it through the last 2 stitches. We've got a few more stitches to work. Wrap your yarn twice again around your hook. I'm going to work into this next stitch right here. Okay, catching your yarn, pulling it up through that stitch. Wrap your yarn around 1 time, pull it through 2 stitches, wrap it again, 2 more, wrap it again, and the final 2. Okay, got 3 more stitches to go. Oops, wrap your yarn twice, insert into that next stitch, catching your yarn, pull it back up through, wrap it around, pull through 2, wrap it around again, pull through 2, wrap it around again, and the final 2. 2 stitches left to work. Wrap your yarn 2 times, insert your hook into your next chain, grasping your yarn and pulling it back through. Wrap your yarn once, pull through 2, wrap your yarn again, pull back through 2 stitches, wrap your yarn again, and pull through your final 2 chains. We have 1 stitch left here to work into. Wrap your yarn twice, work your last stitch in the same manner you do all the other ones, pulling it through twice, and the final time. Okay, so now you've got to the end of your row, and what you're going to do is, just in the same manner we did where we did our chain 3 on this edge here, for your turning chain, or turning edge here, we're going to create a chain 3 again on this end, and every end that you work, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to show you that again just to show you how to do a chain if you haven't watched the other video on how to do a chain. To do a chain, you wrap your yarn around and just pull it through that stitch that's on your hook. Wrap it around again, pull it through, that's your 2nd chain. Wrap it around again, pull it through, that's your 3rd chain. So now we have another turning chain like we did down at the end here. So now you're going to turn your work over and flip it over like this. You're going to skip these 3 chains and you're going to work into this chain right here. So these are your turning chains, and then you're going to work back down the row in the top chains. Now you'll see as you look at it from the front, you don't see the 2 chains. And what I mean by that is when you work into this hole, or this hole, or this hole, or all the way down the row, when you put your hook through the hole, you're actually putting it through 2 layers of yarn, front and back, which is down the whole entire row. So when you put your hook through here, you're going to be putting it through both layers. Make sure you do that to work your treble crochet. Okay? So we're going to go ahead wrap our yarn twice, go through that stitch, again skipping those 3 extra chains at the end, put it in your stitch through both layers, grasping your working yarn from behind, pulling it back through, wrap your yarn around your hook, pulling it through 2 stitches, wrap your yarn around the hook, pulling it through the second 2 stitches, wrapping your yarn around the hook, pulling it through the final 2 stitches. I'm just going to do a couple more here to show you how to continue working it, but you'll just keep doing the same thing that we've been doing to do every single row. So you're going to wrap your yarn twice, place it into that next stitch. You see we've already worked into this one, so we're going to go into the next one here. Grasping your working yarn, pulling it back through that chain, wrap your yarn around, pull it through 2 stitches, wrap your yarn again, pull it through 2 stitches, one more time, pull it through the final 2 stitches. And you see that you've got your treble or triple, your 3 chains at the end here for your turning chain, and we've actually worked 2 stitches into those first 2 chains. Let's do one more. Wrap your yarn twice around. We're going to work into this next chain right here. Grasping the yarn from behind, pulling it back through. Wrap your yarn once, pull through 2 stitches. Wrap your yarn again, pull through 2 stitches. Wrap your yarn again, and pull through those final 2 stitches. You'll see it's working up, and it's quite deep for 2 rows. You're just going to continue working in the same manner to the end. Once you get to your end stitch, which is your stitch that looks like a V here, from the front, it looks like it's turning the corner, but it's actually this last stitch that looks like the 2 rows here. You're not going to work into this little piece of yarn here, that's the end, but this is your last stitch here. Again, remember, keep counting as you're working. You count your stitches 10 across so that you know you've worked your 10 stitches. And that is the treble or triple crochet stitch. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at YvetteMariesFineArt@gmail.com. I'm happy to answer questions. I get lots of emails and comments, so please email me with a question. I will also post that email address below in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.